Make the new Freedom 96.9 your first choice for the latest news and trending stories. We're the new Freedom 96.9 and Freedom969.com, Oklahoma's talk radio. Freedom
Weather.
Here's your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast. Today will start off breezy, but will become mostly sunny and very warm with a high of 80. Tonight, expect mainly cloudy skies with a chance of a couple of showers and a thunderstorm and a low of 54. Tomorrow will be mainly cloudy and breezy with occasional rain and a thunderstorm, reaching a high of 71. As for Monday, it will be cloudy and cooler with a high of 60. With your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station. The new Freedom 96.9, Oklahoma's talk radio.
Broadcasting live from the command center of Freedom 96.9 in Oklahoma City, it's McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma. Saving lives, protecting property, fortifying Oklahoma one roof at a time. I'm Rick Allen Lippert here with Hague Certified Master Level Damage Inspector, Oklahoma Licensed Public Adjuster, Fortified Evaluator, and IBHS Fortified Roofing Contractor, Scott McCullum.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hague Certified Wind and Commercial Roofing Inspector Scotty McCullum is also here.
Hello, Rick.
Retro Radio Randy running the show again today. Yeah, still on probation, so you'll only hear him when he screams in the background. Or you can call 405-608-4377. We are live streaming today on the McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma YouTube channel. The guys are waving to you right now. And we're streaming the audio on Freedom969.com. We'll start as usual with our trivia question and other interesting tidbits, including the word of the week. The phone number again to answer the trivia question or to just ask a question or to get a free ticket to the upcoming home show at Fair Park. Give us a call, 405-608-4377. More about that home show in a little bit. Coming back from breaks, we'll, of course, have some obscure historical trivia. Now, guys, it happened again this week. I had business in Durant, and on the way back, stopped off in Ardmore at Romo's Mexican restaurant. Great food, by the way.
Hey, Retro, is that how you say that?
Durant?
Durant?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just
Although the woman we interviewed down there just said she called it Durant, and she's from there. Anyway, this time I went into Romo's restaurant, family owned, been going there for years, but it wasn't in the note wasn't in the menu like it was last week at the in Stroud or wherever that was, Chandler, I don't know. But when the waitress came and brought the bill, there was the handwritten note that said, "Remember to say that S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 8000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial."
So since you got the bill, I'm hoping that you got my attorney's bill. So
there was an extra dinner on that, as a matter of fact.
That was the courier.
Yeah, right. All right, so gentlemen, let's start with our trivia question, shall we?
All right, since we're rapidly moving into storm season and we're going to have some of that ice coming out of the sky we call hail, I thought we'd do it this way. So what size hail is considered very severe hail?
Okay.
Very severe hail. Is it A, 2 inches, B, 2.5 inches, C, 2 3/4 inches, or D, 3-inch hail? What is the threshold for what we call very severe hail?
If you think you know the answer, give us a call, 405-608-4377. The winner will get their choice of books, either Raving Fans or Unreasonable Hospitality, or 2 free tickets to any Carpenter Square Theater production this season. We opened Ken Ludwig's Moriarty last night, and I got to tell you, That show really came together in the last few days.
Really?
Some of the best shows do.
It's a mystery how it all works out. But the audience was very enthusiastic and amazed at the complex staging, because there were three. They're called wagons, but they rotate around, and they each have a different set on them, and it changes because there are multiple locations in this play.
Sure.
And it's a Sherlock Holmes story, so it's all over London and even in Switzerland at the Reichenbach Falls.
Oh wow!
So I mean, it's the whole Moriarty story, and it's a farce too. So
well, one of our trivia winners, Mr. Brent, from a couple of weeks ago, his daughters are looking forward to that.
Oh, good,
so,
very good. 5 actors play 40,
like 30.
Something.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's 3 dozen roles.
It's crazy.
And 2 of those actors only play Holmes and Watson.
No way.
And so 3 actors play the rest of the cast.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
gosh.
And
my gosh.
It is so much fun. Okay, so we have a caller on the line. We'll see about that in a moment. While we're waiting for that, Scotty, how about the word of the week?
Well, this says an acronym. I'm not sure if an acronym is the word or if
No.
SBS,
That's your
because I've never heard that word before.
SBS.
No, I was joking around. It's how my dad types sometimes. he uses voice typing a lot, and sometimes it's not as efficient. But SBS, that stands for styrene butadiene styrene, and y'all hear me talk about that from time to time, mostly when I'm talking about mod bit, like we did last week with Johnny.
Yeah.
It was actually Rowdy that called and asked us about that, and
he's hanging on the phone
he's
right
on the
now.
phone again.
So hurry up with your word.
And also Class 4 impact resistant
Okay.
shingles. All that just to say, I'll give you the definition now. It is a styrene butadiene styrene is an elastomer, thermoplastic elastomer, synthetic rubber, if you will, added to bitumen, which is an asphaltic product, to enhance flexibility, durability, and resistance to extreme temperatures. It also has been used in impact-resistant shingles to improve resistance to hail and thermal cracking, also blistering too.
Okay.
Thermal conditions that we see very often that detract from the service life of a roof. SBS also lowers the acceptable temperature for installation of a roof system that is comprised of, or that has the SBS compound mixed into that asphalt mixture, even down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Because it prevents fracturing, like we said, shock, really thermal shock, and also physical shock from the nail guns, the pneumatic nailers that are used to fasten most roofing applications.
Right. Wow. Amazing.
Yes. SBS.
SBS. Styrene, butadiene, styrene. Why'd they have to say styrene twice? I don't know. Ask the
I am not a chemist.
Probably the same reason why the
You don't wanna know from me.
fertilizer is 10-20-10.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Who knows?
let's Scotty, since you mentioned Rowdy, he's waiting on the line. Rowdy, you want to take another shot at the trivia question?
Since I won last time, I don't think I'll answer the question this time because one thing is the what they say is very severe is what the definition of very severe was different for Oyhead, but I can give you my answer, which apparently is not correct. But
now, how do you know?
Well, because in this, and, you know,
Why
I'm
get
not
out of bed in the
full-time
morning
rep-
then, Rowdy? If you're going to be incorrect.
Well, and I was just going to say that you guys, when your introduction, all your names and lists, I said, man, that guy has a heck of a title on him, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, Scott does. He makes my
does,
credentials look pretty light.
Believe me, we abbreviate it quite a bit, Rowdy.
We left off.
Well, you guys, I enjoyed listening to you guys. I'm like I said, I'm retired, but I still like to listen to different opinions and different things and people who know what they're doing about the stuff. I was going to say, if you're out running amok, you need to go down there to Tammy's Roundup in Davenport, Oklahoma. Check that place out. That's one of the best places you'll find to
Tammy's
eat.
Roundup.
Trust me, I know how to eat. Tammy's Roundup, Davenport, Oklahoma.
I'll have to look that up, Rowdy. We appreciate the tip.
All right. So
tell them Rowdy sent you in there and set at my table. I got my own table.
Oh, my
Awesome.
gosh.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, we feel honored. We really
But
do.
I'll be listening to see what your answer is. Like I said, my answer was different than I guess what yours is probably going to be. But
well, what size do you think is very severe? 2 inch, 2.5, 2 3/4, or 3?
Usually about the size of an egg, which is probably 2 inches or greater, is what we would call very severe. That's what we used to call very severe. Now, y'all, there's some that's really, really, really bad, and you go softball size, stuff like that. But that would have been my answer. Would have been 2 inches, which apparently is not correct. So.
It's close.
Yeah, because you might go in. It says 2 inches or greater is what I usually would consider very severe. I mean, and one thing you might touch on too. I don't know. Do y'all do metal roofing and stuff too?
We do, absolutely.
Okay. There used to be a law up here that the insurance wouldn't replace your metal roof because you damage a metal roof and people want to get the little dings in it instead of waiting for the sun to pop it out. They want to go ahead and replace all the roof. Well, that's kind of absurd, to me, because if you're going to mess up 20 fixed gauge or 20 gauge metal, it's going to tear up a composition roof. So I don't know why a lot of insurance companies wouldn't cover metal roofs too. So I don't know if you come across anything.
We'll jump on
We
that.
are going to cover that topic here in a second, Rowdy. That's
absolutely.
a good suggestion.
Well, I'll be listening, and I enjoy listening to you guys, and y'all have a great day.
Hey, Rowdy, before,
we hope you do the
before
same.
you go, Rowdy, how about 2 free tickets to the upcoming home show, end of March?
I would love that.
All right, stay on the line. Randy, Retro Radio Randy, will get your information, and we'll get you those 2 free tickets to the home show.
All right,
Okay.
Rowdy. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you there, too.
Okay. Bye.
All right, I'd like to remind everybody that you can also get 2 free tickets to the home show, March 27 through 29 at Fair Park, and McRoof will be there. You're actually going to be moderating a panel, as I understand.
That's a different conference.
Oh,
but
that's a
I
different
will be
conference, yeah.
presenting
It's a lot to keep up with, Rick, I know.
I'll be presenting on stage at 3 p.m. on Friday afternoon, which typically is the retired folks and the military community on Friday afternoon, so that'll be great. It will. I haven't formatted it yet, but it obviously will have something to do with resilience and fortified.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
All right, and let's see. As we go to break now, I'd like to remind everybody the trivia question is still out there. What size hail is considered very severe? 2 inch, 2.5 inch, 2 3/4, or 3 inch? Give us a call, 405-608-4377. You can use that same number to call us and get 2 free tickets to the home show coming up at the end of March at Fair Park. We'll be right back.
Every property owner knows the pain of rising insurance costs, higher premiums, higher deductibles, and more exclusions than ever before. You may have even received a non-renewal notice or a letter stating your roof no longer meets our underwriting requirements and your policy will be canceled in 30 days. You don't know the condition of your roof, you're not a roofer, but neither does the underwriter, and they're making decisions that affect your coverage. RoofRx brings clarity to where uncertainty once lived. We're not roofers looking for work. We're certified inspectors dedicated to truth and transparency. We combine state-of-the-art imaging with generations of roofing expertise to reveal the true condition of your roof and maximize its remaining life. We turn complex data into a clear prescription: what can be maintained, what needs repaired, and what needs replaced. We perform and document that work for you and your insurance carrier and provide the peace of mind of lifetime workmanship warranties and money-back guarantees. It's not about replacing roofs. It's about helping you understand the true condition of your roof, mitigate your risk, and protect your insurability. RoofRx, the prescription for your ailing roof.
McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air live this Saturday morning on Freedom 96.9. On this date of February 28th, 1784, John Wesley chartered the Methodist Church. And then on this date in 1810, the first U.S. fire insurance company was organized in Philadelphia. How about that? Our trivia question is still unanswered. What size hail is considered very large hail?
Very severe hail.
Very severe. I don't know where the word large came from. I'm not looking at it. Is it A, 2 inches, B, 2.5, C, 2 3/4, or D, 3 inches? If you think you know the answer, give us a call, 405-608-4377. You can also call us if you just want 2 free tickets to the home show coming up March 27 through 29 at Fair Park. All right, guys. Rowdy brought up the topic of metal roofs.
He did. He sure did. So,
if I remember from last week correctly, I remember him saying that he installed quite a few metal roofs and I think metal buildings. He put up some metal buildings in his time before he retired. So I'm not sure what business he was, but he'll probably tell us one of these days. All that just to say, metal roofing, there are some major discrepancies between what insurance carriers cover and what insurance policyholders would like for them to cover.
well, we tell everybody, and this is not only true with your metal roof. This could also be true with your impact-resistant roof. What you have to be aware of are the endorsements that go along with the credits that your insurance companies give you for installing those resilient type roofs, okay? And if you install a metal roof, you're absolutely going to get what we call a cosmetic endorsement with most carriers, not all. You're going to get a cosmetic endorsement. And that cosmetic endorsement, we tell everyone, a metal roof is going to last much, much, much longer than an asphalt shingle roof. 5 to 7 times as long, potentially, okay? So it's going to be there for a long time. It is not going to look the way it looks the day we install it for the life of that roof, all right?
Right.
So what the carriers are looking at is the cosmetic, the dings and the scratches, the abrasions, the things that happen to a metal roof that do not create functional damage. If it doesn't create functional damage, then it by very definition is cosmetic damage. They're not going to pay for cosmetic damage. So I tell everyone, particularly if this is on their primary residence, you better make sure that mama is not going to be mad every time she pulls in the driveway and looks at the divots in her metal roof when the sun reflects on them, right, and expects that roof, you're going to replace that roof, because it's not going to happen.
Right.
All right? So I want people to be aware of that. Your roof is going to have dings in it from hail. It is going to have abrasions from what flies around. It's going to have impact damage from something in a high severe wind or a tornadic event that could damage that roof that does not create functional damage. Functional damage means that the roof does not perform its intended purpose.
Right.
What is the purpose of a roof?
Keep the water out of your house.
There you go. Keep the water out of your house. So if that metal roof...
Good answer, Rick.
If that metal... hey, this is...
Even a blind hog finds
there you go. So that's exactly what it is. So if that metal roof, regardless of how it appears, okay, no matter how ugly it is, if it keeps the water out of your home or your business, it is performing its intended purpose, and therefore there is not functional damage. So what we do, and Scotty is versed in this, has been trained and taught, his Hague credentials teach him this, we're looking for functional damage or things that will become functional damage in a roof after an event. So, Scotty, I'll let you take it from there.
Well, for example, I've got one whose house has been totaled by their carrier. He's got a shop building that's metal. It's about 75 years old. It's functionally in great shape. It's an iron frame, metal roof, metal siding. However, it's very thoroughly rusted. It's about 80% rusted on the roof because it's been exposed for so long.
Yeah.
And he had about a 3 1/4 inch hailstorm in November of last year, and through the rust, you have to look really hard to see the hail impact spots on the overlap seams between panels. And that's really where functional damage is most likely to occur on an exposed fastener panel, is on the overlap seams, which splays the end lap, or the side lap rather.
Right.
Some people might call it an end lap, some people might call it a side lap. Nonetheless,
Either way.
I would call it a side lap more so than an end lap. But it's a severe hail impact on a seam is going to splay open. It's going to open up just ever so slightly, usually, because this metal is 26 gauge, and you've got 2 layers of it laying on top of each other, and that's pretty thick stuff, especially when you double it. So a 3 1/4 inch hailstone in many locations on this roof opened up maybe 1/8 of an inch, sometimes in severe cases 1/4 of an inch, that side lap, which is going to allow for water to enter.
And maybe there's not water right this minute.
Well, in this guy's case, there is.
But my point is,
will be.
maybe there's not water right now, and the adjuster might say, well, there's no water inside the house, and therefore it's cosmetic. No, sir.
Yep.
It will present itself, okay? And then the other place Scotty's going to be focused is on all of the fasteners.
Mm-hmm. And then I was just going to boil it down to 2 points when we're talking about insurance coverage for a roof that has a cosmetic marring exclusion. Well, maybe 3 points. The first is marring is a cosmetic condition. Damage, the term damage implies functional compromising of that surface, that material, or the system as a whole. So damage is functional. Marring is cosmetic. I don't use the term cosmetic damage when a lot of people in our business use the term cosmetic, or even adjusters use the term cosmetic damage. To me, that's a misnomer, and the terms are incompatible. You've got to separate those. Say marring, functional or just damage implies functional compromise. The second thing when it comes to insurance specifically is, hail impact to a metal roof. Does it diminish the service life, the expected service life of that roof system? Yes or no?
Economic
That's just a
diminishment.
very
Yes,
black
absolutely.
and white. Yes or no?
Yes.
The second criteria is, does it diminish the water shedding capability?
Yeah.
Yes or no? So those 2 things really govern what constitutes functional damage and what does not.
And one of the things that Scotty mentioned, and we talk about the surface itself. These metal panels have very, very robust coating systems on them. Okay,
the newer ones, the older ones, not so much.
Right, but so perhaps you have some debris damage, you have some impact damage, you have some, as Scotty said, marring. All right. That actually can create the situation where you start to break down because you have micro fractures in that. The other thing that you can get from hail in a roof that you would think there is no functional damage on, with 3.5 inch hail or whatever, you could get deformation in the actual field panel where there's now a pond or thousands of ponds on the roof. Those hold water.
Yeah.
And in a case where he has a roof that has the rust already taking place, that's only making that situation worse. You get into scaling rust, and then you're into the structure itself. So.
More about this when we return. We're going to break for news.
Wow.
You're listening to McRoof.
That took 15 minutes. Fortifies
Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. Our trivia question still out there, 405-608-4377. What's the size of very severe hail? 2 inch, 2.5, 2 3/4, or 3? We'll be right back.
At the new Freedom 96.9, no fake news, no crybabies, no snowflakes. Just our commitment to let freedom ring. We're the new Freedom 96.9 and freedom969.com. Freedom
weather. Here's your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast. Today will start off breezy, but will become mostly sunny and very warm with a high of 80. Tonight, expect mainly cloudy skies with a chance of a couple of showers and a thunderstorm and a low of 54. Tomorrow will be mainly cloudy and breezy with occasional rain and a thunderstorm, reaching a high of 71. As for Monday, it will be cloudy and cooler with a high of 60. With your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station. The new Freedom 96.9, Oklahoma's talk radio.
McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air for the second half of this morning's live program on Freedom 96.9. On this date of February 28, 1827, the first commercial railroad in the U.S. was chartered. It was the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, otherwise known as B&O. Now, does that sound familiar? Ever play Monopoly? There you go. And on this date of 1849, the first boatload of gold rush prospectors arrived in San Francisco from the East Coast, which meant they had to sail around the Cape to get there.
Yeah, they
wow,
did.
that's a trip.
Yep.
All right, Scott, you want to?
Go ahead.
I just want to two things. 405-608-4377 if you want 2 free tickets to the home show at Fair Park, March 27 through 29. And our trivia question is still out there. What size hail is considered very severe? 2 inch, 2.5, 2 3/4, or 3 inch? 405-608-4377. Okay, Scott.
So I want to jump back. I want to close the loop on a couple of things.
Okay.
First, we were just talking about metal roofs. And I mentioned where the hail impacts directly on a fastener.
Right.
And we didn't really talk about that very much, but we actually have seen hail where that fastener was actually, there's a little dent around that fastener. That fastener is a little askew, that kind of thing. Then that's going to create that situation where you could ultimately have water there. So that could be functional damage on a metal roof as well.
And that's pretty hard to do.
But
that's pretty hard to make a fastener that's fastened into a purlin or something else structural tilt.
But
tilt off.
Every roof
out
is
of flush.
Every roof is not installed the way Rowdy would install it. So let's just leave it at that. Okay, and the last thing I want to close up on, we were talking about SBS, styrene, butadiene, styrene. McRoof uses that product almost every single day that we're building an asphalt shingle roof. That's in our products, including CertainTeed's Landmark Climate Flex and Northgate Climate Flex shingles, and in their Flintlastic SA line of SBS modified cap sheets that we use on our multiply flat roof installations. And as far as Northgate Climate Flex SBS modified shingles, I have been installing those in Oklahoma since 2017. We were the first contractor to begin installing that shingle in Oklahoma. We have never replaced a Northgate SBS modified shingle roof in Oklahoma. And we have roofs that have been through 5 1/4 inch hail in Ada.
Wow.
And we have roofs that have seen winds in excess of 100 miles an hour. We have never replaced one for hail damage. We have replaced one modified SBS shingle roof, and that is a roof that the tornado at 89th Street and Sooner Road a couple of years ago, the neighbor's house blew up and scoured our client's roof.
Okay.
And debris penetrated the deck, impact damage, poked holes, and destroyed the roof. And we had only SBS modified Northgate roof that McRoof has ever had to replace.
How about that? So tell me about the weeks you guys had this past week.
Wow. Go ahead, Scotty.
More repairs with Sean.
Yeah.
That, and had a good interview with a guy for a solution specialist role with McRoof the week before that I didn't talk about, and it seems like he's going to come on and shadow with us to see if that's something he wants to sign up for, and we're
and
glad to have
who is that, Scotty? First name?
Andrew.
Oh yeah, Andrew is Andrew's going to be an awesome McRoof guy. He's going to be on our team one of these days, one way or the other. He's not certain whether he's kind of a hands-on kind of guy. He's not sure whether he'd really like to be in the production side and up on the roof and all of that. But he's also just a great human being who will relate so well and build that trust with our clientele. You know, we see him as a solution specialist.
Good,
so he's going to shadow with us, so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So what about Roof RX? How are things going with that?
Oh, man, it's crazy. It's we've been doing a lot of work on Roof RX. Jason, our chief strategy officer, has been brand building and doing so many things, getting ready for the Orca Expo here in a couple of weeks, or actually almost a week now. So we've got that coming up. That will be Roof RX first real presentation on a mass basis to the roofing community. All right. And we'll have a booth there, a Roof RX booth. Roof RX is actually the presenting partner for this expo for Orca. We're going to have an under 40 event one evening where we're going to host those folks. And this will be our first real rollout to the roofing community, where we're showing them what the value of being an in-network contractor for Roof RX could look like in their businesses. So that's what that is. We've been doing in-network discovery calls the last couple of weeks with some folks from Tulsa and some folks from Ohio. Had a discovery call with a high-net-worth carrier the other day. And then yesterday, Amanda, our new Vice President National Accounts, we had a discovery call with an app that is out there for homeowners called VIP Home Link.
Okay.
And I believe that folks are going to hear a lot about VIP Home Link as we move forward as it relates to what they can do for consumers in terms of the education, some product offerings and things. And I wouldn't be surprised to see RoofRx as part of what they do through their app. So we'll see where that goes. So it's been busy, busy, busy.
Hey, Scotty, are you ready to get up on the roof?
I sure am, Rick.
Hang on. Oh, Scotty. Poor guy.
I've been hanging on. I've been hanging on by a rope and harness all week.
Do you have a title for this week's View from the Rooftop?
Hurry up and wait.
Oh, boy. I know that feeling.
Hurry up and wait. That relates to working with insurance companies, actually. I've had several clients that need a supplement, at least partially reconciled or acknowledged by an insurance adjuster before we move forward with their project. And I've been waiting in the case of one gentleman about a month and a half and have been following up with his adjuster, I'd say every week and a half, by phone, leaving voicemails, sending emails. And yesterday I finally got a claim summary.
Wow.
And sure enough, she paid for everything that I was asking for.
Isn't that amazing?
Congratulations.
That's one. There's still one that's waiting, but I gotta take account of my victories.
Well, this
small
week you're batting
victories.
500. That'll get you into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys, the bigger the discrepancy, the bigger the difference in how we see this and how the carrier sees it, it just seems like the longer it's going to take to get home.
Sure.
All right, and we've got a situation where, we're talking about $75,000 or $80,000 difference in the partial payment suggested by the carrier versus where we know this needs to be to indemnify this insured. And we've gone through 4 or 5 steps trying to impress upon the carrier the degree to which they have missed this. And we're just not getting there. Well, finally, the other day, we sent them a photo report that had...
Was that a RoofRx photo report?
No, this particular one, Scotty, because we had started long time ago as McRoof, I didn't change it. This was a McRoof report with my credentials, with my name all over it, and everything listed out. Dot the I's, cross the T's, 130 or 40 images of undeniable hail impact on this roof. I mean,
I think I know who you're talking about. I helped Mom put that photo report together yesterday.
Larger than golf ball size. Okay.
Because I was the one on that 12 and 12 roof marking the damage.
Undeniable. And
you would think.
And the response that we got back was we will have to send this to our review team, and we'll get back with you in a week or two. Oh. Now, let me tell you, the response we got when Scotty sent that report in was, we don't see any hail on that roof. I'm telling you, it's pretty mind-boggling. It's pretty mind-boggling. We have another one.
It says mind-boggling when you consider that all of her neighbors, and she lives in a neighborhood of about 120 houses, have been replaced.
Yeah.
Now he's starting to sound like our attorney friend, Mr. McIntyre. Okay, so now we have another one that we did as a RoofRx report, all right, where the carrier had written a claim for a significant amount of money, $150,000 or so.
Yeah.
All right. But it was only about a third of what that claim should have been.
Oh, my.
We went through the claim. As Rick, you've experienced this before, what we have to go through. We went through the claim, went through everything, put it all together. What the carrier had not done is they hadn't recognized all of the other things that had to be done to accomplish what they were agreeing was damaged by storm-related damage and had to be replaced.
Right.
All right? So that required that you replace the roof.
Yeah.
All right? So that's one of
They opened up a can of worms on that one, would you say?
And this is something that we've talked, Scotty and I have talked about this for years, is, the carriers go out and they'll write a claim summary with some metal vent caps and some metal valley and maybe a little bit of metal fascia, this, that, and the other, but they're denying the roof. Okay? Well, they've kind of created a real paradox for themselves.
Right.
Okay? Because by the time we take the things that they are agreed that they're going to pay, and we have to remove shingles and roofing around all those things to be able to effect the repairs have to be done the way that the building code and the manufacturer requires them to be done. They've backed themselves into that place where, and it's one of those things where every time they do that, it's less than the deductible. Okay?
Right.
Their claim summary is less than the deductible. Okay, we've got $4,216 worth of damage, and you have a $5,000 deductible, and the payment is zero.
Surprise,
okay?
surprise.
So that's anyway.
Well, with that, we'll take our final break of the morning. Hey, our trivia question remains unanswered, and this is a pretty easy one, folks. What size hail is considered very large? A, 2 inches, B, 2.5, C, 2 3/4, or D, 3 inches?
Very severe.
Very severe hail. What did I say?
Large.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You need to fire that guy. 405.
Thought about it.
It's the intern.
Homer Stacy was a wholesome, good American kid from Texas. At the age of 18, he enlisted in the United States Army Horse Cavalry and was stationed at Fort Bliss. Homer was fascinated with aircraft, so he went to flight school and became an Army Air Corps pilot. Homer Stacy flew a Convair B-24 Liberator, the Yankee Doodle Dandy, on November 11, 1943, when his crew, along with 31 other bombers, destroyed a ball-bearing plant in occupied France. On a return trip, a mechanical failure caused the Yankee Doodle Dandy to drop out of formation, leaving it vulnerable, and shortly thereafter, 7 German Me-109s shot down the plane near Andano, Italy. 4 crew members were killed on board, the others parachuted. 1 was captured and taken prisoner. Homer was among the remaining 5 who made it to Switzerland and returned to duty. Homer Stacy survived World War II, the Korean War, and retired after 23 years of service with many awards and commendations, including the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Purple Heart, and multiple air medals. Homer Stacy McCollum, Scott McCollum's dad. Scott McCollum is McRoof. McRoof.us is owned and operated by the McCollum family, an honorable, trustworthy red, white, and blue family. If you want to fortify your property, call McRoof.us at 405-877-4663. Ask for your complimentary roof inspection performed by a credentialed Hague residential inspector. McRoof.us, saving lives and protecting property by fortifying Oklahoma, one roof at a time. Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air for the final segment of this morning's live show. On this date of February 28th, 1859. Now, this is wild, folks. The Arkansas legislature required that freed blacks had to choose between exile and slavery. Now, that I had never heard of anything like that before.
Say that one again.
That free blacks, that the African Americans in Arkansas in 1859,
okay,
once they were freed, had to choose between exile
from Arkansas,
exile from Arkansas, or to remain in Arkansas as a slave.
Wow.
After getting their freedom.
Wow.
On this date in 1883, the first vaudeville theater opened, and it was in Boston, Massachusetts. 1883. And vaudeville lasted, well, really into the 30s.
I was going to say 50 years.
Yeah, pretty good. All right, so our trivia question still out there. What size hail is considered very severe hail?
Wow.
2 inch, 2.5, 2 3/4, or 3 inch?
So you threaten the guy and he gets it right.
Yeah. 405-608-4377. We're also giving away 2 free tickets to anyone who wants to go to the home show at Fair Park the end of this month, March 27th through the 29th. 405-608-4377. Scott, wildfire.
Well,
I've been seeing that in the news. I mean, they're predicting
of
bad
course.
stuff.
So hopefully this next week is going to put a real dent into that and get us through the worst part of that. But working with my good friend on getting his home designated.
Right.
We've got the contractor lined out in terms of the work that needs to be done
Good.
to be able to get that accomplished.
And what you're talking about doing there is getting I'll call him BH.
Yeah.
His home
Wildfire prepared designated.
from the IBHS.
From IBHS, it will be the first home in Oklahoma wildfire prepared designated. That's
Okay.
exactly right. And then, of course, with his being in that producer space, he'll have a lot of influence, be able to talk about this first person to all of his clients and educate his firm and everybody else about it.
Great.
Really excited about it. Of course, my good friend Chris Matthews is excited. Chris Meredith is excited about it and that kind of thing.
Good.
So, anyway.
Is that officially the first, or are there unofficially other?
No, this is
wildfire prepared homes that have been have not been designated, but
I don't know if anyone's gone through the protocols and
have not gotten the designation.
Well, I have gone to IBHS and they were looking at the wildfire program, and we're going to be the first IBHS designated roof in Oklahoma. That's where we're at. So.
Designated home.
Let's take a quick detour and talk to Joe. He wants to give a shot at the trivia question.
All right, Joe.
Okay, Joe, what size do you think is very severe hail?
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Joe.
You're on the air.
Well, I'm not Joe. I'm Jerry from Midwest City.
Oh, Jerry. There you go.
Well, hi,
All right,
Jerry.
Jerry. All right. What's the answer, buddy?
I'm going to just take a stab in the dark and say a 2-inch hail.
Oh, sorry.
You're pretty close.
Ding, ding, ding.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jerry. Hey, we have a lot to cover for the rest of the show, so try.
Hey, Jerry's going to want tickets for the home show.
Yeah,
I know
so,
that.
yeah,
so
Jerry,
make sure
hang
you
on.
get that
Glad
taken
you called
care
for
of.
that reason,
and we'll
yes.
see you at the home show, Jerry.
All righty, I'll stay on.
All right.
Enjoy the
Thanks
rest
a
of your
lot.
Okay,
weekend.
so the other thing I wanted to talk about was the IBHS high wind and hail roofs designation.
Yeah.
Has now been expanded to include duplex and fourplex houses as
Okay.
long as one of the units is owner occupied.
Okay.
Duplex and fourplex as long as one of the units is owner occupied.
Okay.
So that is now available that was not available before. The other thing we want to make sure people understand, because we are getting slammed right now with fortified roofs.
Great.
Everyone in the state of Oklahoma can apply for a grant.
Okay.
Okay? Excuse me. Everyone who owns a home, has a homestead exemption on it, and has property insurance on the home. Those are the criteria. Okay?
Right.
But all of those people can apply for a grant.
All right. And that's the $10,000 up to $10,000 Strengthen Oklahoma Home Grants Program
Right.
from the Oklahoma Insurance Department.
That's correct. And we are literally, I will spend my weekend or a good part of it. I've got 12 fortified estimates to write, bids to write this weekend. So
Okay, upcoming shows. You talked about the Orca Expo coming up.
Yeah, the thing that I'd like the public to hear about the Orca Expo is that on Tuesday we have it's at the noon hour on Tuesday at the Edmond Convention Center.
What's the date? Do you
Tuesday
recall?
would be 3/10.
Okay, so March
Tuesday would
10th.
be 3/10 at noon at the Edmond Convention Center. We will be hosting Orca, Oklahoma Roofing Contracts Association, will be hosting a town hall with the four declared candidates for insurance commissioner.
And this might be the only time these guys are all together. Right?
I think there's a pretty good chance of that. I
Yeah.
think there's a pretty good chance of that. And if anyone from the general public would like to hear that, we'd love for them to attend. I understand we're going to have some press coverage on that.
Good.
And yours truly is going to be the moderator. So
fantastic.
All right.
And then the Home and Outdoor Living Show at the fairgrounds, March 27th through 29. That we're giving free tickets away to. You have a booth. You have a presentation.
Booth 1420. Booth 1420. This is going to be the first time that we really presented McRoof and Roof RX together in this way. Okay. This is basically going to be McRoof.us powered by Roof RX. And we're going to have the ability to be able to tell you the story of both of those entities, how they connect together to drive the benefits to the consuming marketplace. It will be very different than what people have seen before. Okay, and now it's somebody's happy.
Wrong button.
It's storm season is approaching. What's our before the storm tip brought to you by Roof RX?
Know what your baseline is.
And
you
what
can't
does that
do
mean?
that unless you get a quality, unbiased, very thorough assessment from a qualified and competent contractor. Ideally, one of the people that you have worked with before and know is a quality contractor. Or if you don't know, look up Roof RX.
Well,
give us a call.
I'm gonna contradict Scotty. I'm going to tell you that the best thing you could do would be to get a Roof RX inspection. And the reason for that is that Roof RX is not a roofing company. Roof RX is a data company. Roof RX is about the truth on the roof, and it's going to be presented to you for your use, for your purposes, to get to the place where you need to be to save lives, protect property, and mitigate risk. Roof RX, truth on the roof. That's what you need.
I don't disagree that it's one of the most comprehensive and detailed, and yet also completely unbiased assessments you will ever receive on anything you own. But again, I always want to make people feel comfortable to call the people who they know have done them a good job.
We gave one to a consumer and his realtor on Thursday.
Yeah,
and they were blown away. Okay. They were blown away.
That seems to be a common trend.
I need to say one more time that S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 8000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing.
Let's get Benny on there real fast.
Oh, Benny.
Come on, Benny.
Oh, Benny, you're there. Hello, Benny.
Quickly.
I'm going to take a fast swing here. If I whiff, I whiff.
Yep.
I'm going to say D, the 3-inch.
Boo! Ooh. You whiffed, buddy. You whiffed. So I'm going to give everybody the answer now.
Sorry,
but not
Benny.
by much, Benny.
The answer is 2.75, also known as baseball size hail. 2.75.
Well, I had a 1 in 3 chance.
All right, buddy.
But I will greatly appreciate tickets to the home show.
Yo, I know
All
you
right.
will. Get 'em. Okay, bud.
All right, you got them. All right, so guys, we actually wrapped up a little early. I don't have anything to say.
Oh, well, you were pushing things. How much time do we have?
We have about a minute.
Oh, I got stuff to say.
Okay,
so
in 1 minute.
Wisdom.
Yeah. So on Friday afternoon, that would be the 27th.
Okay.
Friday afternoon, the 27th, I'll be presenting at the Home and Outdoor Living Show on stage. We'll do something with resilience. We'll do something about Fortified. And if there's anyone out there that's listening right now that would like to give us a suggestion about content for that, you can call the show next week, and I will tailor things to where I answer your questions. So anyway.
And if anyone's interested in having a comprehensive and objective inspection of their roof by Roof RX, you can go online to roof-rx.com or call 405-877. No, that's the wrong number. That's the old number.
You did.
The new number is 877-4, Roof RX. Whew. All right. So now as we go into the final minute, how about some dad's wisdom?
All right. If you don't have time to do the job right, you better have time to do the job again.
Boy, no kidding. This has been episode number 48 of McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma. Live call-in show on Freedom 96.9. We'll be back next week with another live show taking your calls. And again, we'll be giving away tickets to the OKC Home and Outdoor Living Show coming up at the fairgrounds March 27 through 29. Thank you, Scott McCullum. Thank you, Scotty McCullum. Thank you, Retro Radio Randy. I'm Rick Allen Lippert. We'll be back next week.
Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy the rain.
KQOB Enid, Oklahoma City, 2026, a celebration of freedom.